He's been training for months, he's driven 1,800 kilometres, now Ben's on the starting line. Everyone is told to put their hands on their head so they won't scratch their balls. And then they're off. Unfortunately, we didn't get to put a helmet cam on Ben, but COXY has lent us his helmet cam footage. He was arrested for sexually assaulting Tim Coleman's trophy at the event. But they let COXY off on a good behaviour bond if he would lend us his video footage. Much of Ben's training has been working hard on his excuses. For this event, he says he is still recovering from a wrist injury, which we suspect was from excessive self-pleasuring. And he's also got a bad head cold. So Ben is taking it very easy and only aiming to finish one lap and treat this event as his preparation for a serious go at Wildwood next year. Great work by Ben here, enough momentum to roll over the rocks, standing to absorb the bumps, paddling with one leg when needed, just like the pro riders. Both guys used the bashplate technique for two big logs, by far the safest and most energy efficient way to get over for gumbies like us. No rushing in, Ben always takes time to pick his line. Both guys are smooth, so it's easy to underestimate how demanding this course is. Halfway through the prolog track, and they'll be breathing hard and trying to avoid arm pump.
Into it, baby!
These rock sections are tough. Usually there's only one good line, so you either wait in the queue or risk crashing on the hard lines. It's really hard to get going again if both wheels have fallen into holes. Ben is good at this sort of thing, so it must be rough if he's having trouble occasionally to get the bike moving. And COXY, like Ben, he got interested in technical riding after seeing my vids, so he should be equally handicapped by following the crap advice I throw around in the training vids. COXY actually came across to Canada recently for the Grizzbait event, and his riding is quite similar to Ben. Very smooth, no excess throttle, a focus on technique. Trying to rush stuff like this can easily mean a bent brake disc or broken chain guide and derailed chain. COXY takes a harder line and beats the peak hour traffic in this section. Ben hits the same line but gets stuck a bit further on. Then he takes advantage of another harder line here, which even the best riders found tricky at times, pivot turning over an off-camber log while in the rocks. The guys are coming to the end of the prolog section, just this final rocky bit, then it's into the natural terrain for around 15 kilometres. Out of interest, Ben's prolog result was bang in the middle of the 180 or so entrants. But check out the time of Hamish McDonald, New Zealand's best hard enduro rider. He rode 3 times faster than Ben. Just thought I'd mention that to make Ben feel bad. The evil course designers have put plenty of rocks around the side of the dam. It's actually easier riding through the middle, but they know psychologically riders are drawn to the sides. There is a theory that most serial killers actually started out as extreme enduro course designers. I wouldn't be surprised. Not much time to relax, plenty of steep climbs and descents. Even when the ground is level, there are always those pesky rocks making you grip the bars so hard that a common sign is guys pulled off the tracks trying to flex their arms and get rid of that damned arm pump. Ben sits down every chance he can to save energy. You really need to pick your moments for standing on the foot pegs if you want to last for 3 hours.
Couple of hours to go, mate. It's all easy from here. Got to keep your momentum.
Good to see COXY encouraging other riders, although I suspect there's a certain amount of sarcasm too. Unfortunately, you won't see much of Ben after this point. I was wandering around the vantage points to film him, but unfortunately barely saw him. Apparently, this long uphill rock section was soul-destroying stuff. I reckon a lot of guys who didn't pace themselves probably gave up here. Working out your race pace is usually far more important than your actual speed in endurance events like this. Knowing helmet cams tend to make hills look flat, this gives you a good idea of just how steep some of these climbs are. Hey, it's Ben again, still looking smooth and relatively in control, at least with the bike, if not his emotions. Here comes the hardest bit of the course, the rock garden. It's all about choosing good lines, getting good traction, and knowing how to get the bike going again when you are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Make that many rocks and a hard place. Great to see COXY helping other riders.
You right there, mate? You right? Just having a rest?
I ran out of water.
Got some of my water? Hey?
I remember on our Canadian trip, he was always helping out in any way he could, both on the bike and off the bike.
Hold your front brakes on for us.
Yep.
Alright. I'll give you a push if you want, mate.
I just got to get over there, mate.
Up here?
Yeah. Thank you.
Alright.
Yeah, I got it.
Alright, jump on. Wiggle your front wheel over. Throw your leg over so you get a bit of weight on the back.
Interestingly, COXY is taking the bronze line through the rock garden, but Ben got slightly confused. He's always confused. And he took the silver line, apparently finding it wasn't that hard. So all that hill climb training must be paying off. Just wish I'd got to film it. good to see COXY slipping his clutch so much. 4 strokes would probably have more traction on most of these climbs, but a good clutch hand makes up for the relatively few weaknesses of a 2-stroke. After the rock garden, there's finally a few kilometres of relatively easy riding, but then it's back into the prolog section again. It's no wonder many riders can't finish that first lap. So congrats to Ben and COXY for getting a lap done on their first attempt. And don't be discouraged that the pro riders did 6 laps. They are freaks after all.